Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to another lunch stream. I'm Ranger J 1999. Glad to have everybody here for the lunch stream. This time, hopefully without any power outages. I apologize for yesterday. If you guys weren't here, the stream kind of cut out about three-quarters of the way through. We got through about most of our second Ross review that we were doing, and then everything went dark. And that is because there was a major accident near where I live that knocked out one of the transformers, whatever, and knocked out power, not just for me, but for the entire area. I couldn't even get on my phone for a little bit because I think it knocked out power to everything, including the towers. So it was pretty bad. I didn't get power back until like 2 something. But these things happen. There's nothing you can do about it. But we're back. We're going to go back and finish up that roster review and do some more and continue on like we always do. Glad to have everybody here on this hump day. Remember, tonight's our big Wednesday night show, the longest running live stream in the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes community. So make sure you check that out, where we break down the latest and greatest news from Star Wars Galaxy Heroes and give you a little bit of insight of what it all means. That being said, let us introduce everybody on the panel today. We've got, of course, monitoring chat and scooping up your questions, the one and only Sanely Red.
Hey.
And also joining us is, of course, Grim the Mechanic.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good now that that's been taken care of. I do want to give a special shout out to Maz Kanata. Why am I giving a shout out to Maz Kanata? Because she was kind enough. I think it's a she, right? It's a she or he? It's a she. Grim, Sanely, help me.
It's the lady. I promise you it's the lady.
It's the lady. That's right. Okay. Just want to make sure. Oh, look, everybody. It's the Big Deal Grinding Pappy Patron. But
it's your boy, Lord Grande Verga Patron, coming at you with another Wednesday. It is Wednesday.
It's a lunch stream.
Another Wednesday lunch stream.
Yeah.
But something I had nothing to do with, but I will, of course, take complete credit for it.
That's what you do in life, Grim. That's how you've made. That's how you've grown to the butthole that we all come to know and love. But I want to thank Maz Kanata because, we put stuff on our Amazon wish list. Started a long time ago. People want us to create it, and she got us a power supply, so that in case something like yesterday happened, we won't have a blackout. I don't know if it'll stop the blackout per se, but I mean, it'll keep the computer on long enough for me to go, uh-oh, and then click out. But yes, in case there's a local, not like yesterday. Yesterday was just a huge area. But like say the building loses power, I still can keep up and running and rocking and rolling. For a little bit anyway. But thank you, Maz, for that. Very much appreciated. All right, if you have questions, go ahead and put those in there into the chat. Make sure you put question in front of your statement so that Sanely can scoop it up correctly and you know which questions to get to. We had a few questions from yesterday we'll get to here in a little bit. But we're going to do like we always do with our show, and we're going to do Ross reviews. Now, we had started our second one yesterday, and we got through most of it before the unfortunate events happened yesterday. And let's go ahead and pull that up. And we were working on Diamond Eyes' Ross review, and we're getting to the end, and it kind of cut out. So I think the last thing that he had asked for was...
You want me to
No, I've got it. It's just a...
Well, I think the last thing that we did yesterday was Grande and I were drooling over his mods.
Yeah, we were looking at mods. That was the last thing we wanted to cover, because we covered the characters and who you needed to farm and that kind of thing. But
shorted out, we looked at ships too.
Yeah, we had looked at ships. We had not looked at mods. So I think we need to filter and look at his mods real quick, and because we just got to that point in the Ross review, and then poof. I went.
Everything was going fine until Finity attacked.
I know, right? Finity showed up, and then this happened.
Coincidence?
And then my phone
think not.
Turned on.
We need to move some mods around. We have some really great. We have like a really great mod.
Yeah.
21 speed. Sitting on young Lando.
Young Han.
Wait. Why is this happening? Why are these mods here, Grande?
I don't know. The Scion mod, I'm alright. Young Lando again. What is he trying to do with young Lando? He's got 4 or 5 really great mods. These must
These have to be on your arena team. Oh God.
trying to solo the hat with this team.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that.
He has to be trying to solo the hat with that guy. That's not easy to do. I mean, I'm going to tell you one of the best theory crafters in the game, which is McMull2. I think it took him 3 tries to do it. So I'm just going to tell you, while it is possible, I don't think that's the best use of your stuff that you've got here.
The mods, boy, oh boy.
They're not terrible.
He's got good mods. Dude, there's some more slicing we have to do, obviously.
There's a lot of
There's too much 6E in your roster,
feet.
too.
Yep.
We've got to get away from the 6E, buddy. You've got to start getting these purple and blues that I'm looking at. You've got to start slicing these mods up because there could be potentially more speed that you could be missing out on. I mean, I understand.
The Nihilus mod, the C-3PO mod, the BB-8 mod.
Treya's got a couple. I mean, there's some mods on here that you definitely need to start slicing.
Mod, Treya. Yep, I'm seeing all of these. All these B's and C's that need to go up to A, and you would probably be really freaking stoked with some of this stuff. I mean, Kira's got one. Kira's got a great one. It's sitting at C. It's got freaking double procced offense, double procced speed.
Oh, that's a beautiful mod.
You know, you could. It's sitting there on a crit chance. It's a C mod, which means one day of farming mod slicing, you could do it. You got another one sitting on JTR. That's proc speed twice. I mean, all of these double-digit B mod, all these double-digit C mods, where they proc speed twice, I'd bump all those to Bs. Maybe a quarter of them proc speed again. It would definitely help out your roster. Any of these Bs that have hit 3 times, I definitely would bring all those up. Dang, here's another one on Kira, proc speed. And then we're talking double digits with the 2 proc on speed.
Mm-hmm.
Bosk, would be another one I would look at. I mean, you've got tons of C mods that we could slice to B.
They're saying they're having issues hearing you, Grande.
They're having issues hearing me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Yeah, I can hear you fine, but they're saying, speak up.
Oh, sorry.
Enunciate.
Speaking to the microphone.
I will enunciate my words. I'm so sorry.
Use your big boy voice, clown.
Oh, man. Okay, so, yeah, definitely work on his mods a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right. So, I think that covers everything. We got some work to do on your mods. Now, eventually when you go...
Oh, yeah. I think we were good. We had a recommendation for ships for him.
We did have a recommendation for ships.
Let's look at ships.
The recommendation on ships was to work to 5-star Houndstooth, 5-star Xanadu Blood. We're sitting at 3-star and 5-star potentially IG 2000, so that we can be ready to go for potentially an unlock of OG Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, I'm not getting that. I'm not changing my farm pattern for the Falcon. But yes, that's a great plan. If you can do it. And there's some characters that we recommended yesterday they needed to farm. His ship roster is really good.
Roster is really good. Totally
fantastic. Agree. All right. So that takes care of DL Diamond Eyes profile. Again, if you have any questions, just hit us up in the Discord. So we got that knocked out and finished. So let's get back to today's. We've got 2 that we're doing. We're doing Jon Snow Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in Guardians of the Empire. All right. And let's see what John wants. He says, Heroic Sith Raid teams, Treya 124 out of 145, ships in arena. I'm lacking a lot of Gear 12. Looking for next 3 teams I should Gear 12 for Territory Wars, GA, or Sith Raid. I spend maybe $5 to $10 a month. Okay. So, currently in his arena, doing all right in ships, running standard, the Geonosians with HT. I don't have a problem with that. Running Luke, Han, Chewie, Kenobi, and Thrawn. Okay, we're going to have to look at that. So he's looking for teams that he should gear 12 and teams for Territory Wars GA. So let's start breaking this down.
Well, personally, I would tell him not to worry about Gear 12 for now, because
he might have his Treya done. Let me look at his
chart.
He says... This was a while ago. Let me look. He might have tree unlocked, because this is a couple weeks ago. Let me look. Nope, not there yet. Sith are not quite ready. Palpatine's 11 with the Zeta. Nihilus is 11, no Zeta. Scion is 5 with the Zeta, which is fine. You can run him with that. We just need Traya. So if he hasn't unlocked her, then she's right there.
Oh, guys.
Yes.
Jon Snow awakens his Blackbeard Premium, and he's in chat.
Oh, our Blackbeard. Arr. He's all excited in chat.
Here's a question though. Is he farming KOTOR tunes for Revan?
Well, let's look. We can see that right now. So Bastla's done, T3's done, mission's just about done. Jolie and Zalbar, the two he's working on now. So close. Mission, I'm sure that's Cantina. He'll probably have her done in no time.
Mission's node sucks for drops for me.
You know what was funny? It was T3 for me. Whoa.
Well, that was an interesting noise.
I'd say we got to keep working on these. We got to keep working on.
I just got like someone trying to spam from that profile the virus or something.
Rutro.
It's weird. Let's try that again. I'm going to his profile again. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Interesting. All right. Let's see here.
Yeah, you know it's bad when you get a warning.
I was like, yeah, but I never click anything. I just like, okay, get out of that. So I don't know, something on ad or something here. I clicked or something and it caused that to happen. So that's weird. GG. So Sith are ways away. Let's look at his rebel. We know Old Republic. He's got some work.
He's got to farm the KOTOR, right? He's sitting there. You know, we got to finish Zalbar, we got to finish Jolie, and we got to finish Mission.
Yeah, you should be double tapping the energy and the ship node for one of those two characters. You're still farming the regular energy for both, but one of those characters, I don't care which one you pick, Jolie or Zalbar, tap the energy node and do that every day for that character. It speeds up the process and the amount of shards you get in a day. Even if it's 1 or 2 extra a day, that's still fast. It's still faster, makes your farm faster. I'm gonna look at his rebels.
Yeah, I've been double tapping it. I've been doing 2 refreshes on the regular node, the regular hard node, and 1 refresh of the ship node.
So he has C-3PO 6-star gear 9. No Zetas, but the other rebels look pretty damn good. He's got CLS, Chewbacca, R2, Han Solo. It could be a team you may consider once you get 3PO to 11. Why is this doing this? Something is weird going on when looking at that profile. It just got another thing.
It might be the ads.
Yeah, something is popping up a spam thing where, that's weird.
I'll need to hook you up with a script blocker.
Yeah, I'll have to do something. I just need to go through and filter this on my settings.
What else you want to look at?
Well, let's see. He says he wants to look at Green Arena and Territory Wars. Not a lot of Gear 12, so we need to start looking at maybe some stuff he can start Gear 12ing.
Well, I see one he can work on instead of getting other stuff to Gear 12. Yoda.
You're going on Botto again, Grim.
Yoda, he does need to work on Yoda.
We need to work on Hermit Yoda? Okay.
I would agree Hermit Yoda is one we might want to work on.
Well, his Wampa's 6-star with a Zeta. He may maybe finish Wampa and then go to Hermit Yoda. Since he's almost done with Wampa, I don't know where he is on the Wampa.
I'd be okay with that.
All right.
His crew is only 2-star, level 50, Gear 1.
So we definitely need to work on crew a little bit.
Yeah, just looking in general, Your teams. Let's just start filtering through.
Potentially resistance for a Finn team.
Yeah, first order needs some work. Bounty Hunter should be fine because he's got Chewbacca. So I'm going to look at.
He's got Chewbacca. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gear 11. We need to farm Bosk. Bosk is 4-star, gear 11, but he's only 4-star. Let's get the.
Same thing. I mean, it's the same thing with Scion. Scion's 5-star, gear 8.
Yeah. So there's some characters.
Gear 9. Sorry.
You're working on your characters for the Old Republic. That's fine, but let's add Bosk in there. Let's add Scion in there as well.
Here's a cruise note: Kylo Ren unmasked, 2-star, gear 1, level 1. I mean, that node's like a double drop. I mean, I know it's Cantina only, but whenever we get done with the Old Republic guys,
once mission's done, he can go right into crew. I think you need to do that. So let's add Bosk.
Doesn't even have silencer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be a win-win node for him right there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a lot of stuff done, but he's missing certain parts of each of these teams. That's like,
I would agree.
Troopers look fine. I don't have any problem with that. They're gear 11.
How are we looking on Ewoks for the next time C-3PO comes up?
Oh, good call. Let me look.
We need a low gray.
Yeah, just low gray. They're gear 10, 11. But
yeah, gear 10, 11, he should be able to be fine, right?
Yeah, get low gray in there, 7-star, rock and roll.
Yeah. Gear 10, 11, and a couple 9s, but he should be fine. He put a Zeta on Chirpa.
Yeah, he'll get it next time. So, and I wouldn't even worry about low gray right now until he gets closer to the event. He's already 6-star. I don't know how close you are to 7-star in him, but low gray comes out of the Guild event store or Guild store.
It's the Guild shop.
Guild shop. Yeah. So we've got some stuff we got to farm. If we're going to take a team to gear 12, I mean, you're missing pieces for a certain amount of these teams. Jedi look pretty solid, actually. You could start taking Basila's 10. You could take her up. Grandmaster Yoda's 11. He's got Kenobi. He's just missing. He's working on Jolie.
I mean, if he was going to take a team to gear 12,
Herman Yoda's 5-star. Okay.
It'd probably be Troopers.
Troopers, the team you could take up.
Because he's got a Veers Zeta and a Colonel Stark Zeta.
Yeah, or he could do a Resistance to 12 too, because he's got,
I'd almost rather see him take more characters to 11.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Resistance Trooper from 9 to 11, right? I mean, some of the. I mean, we could utilize his gear a little bit better. I mean, Poe and Finn both to 11, right? That would make sense.
Yeah, it's time. You're not. So Grinding makes a great point. You got some characters you need to farm that we've already mentioned, and then you've got some characters that need to get to gear 11. Your gear
JTR to 11.
Yeah,
I mean, take JTR from.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, we got some gear 11 to do. So let's get everybody to gear 11. And then the thing that you need to think about is that you're going to be doing raid stuff. As you get gear 12 pieces, then you can take characters that are 11 already. But you're not farming gear 12 pieces. You're getting your characters to gear 11. As you get pieces from raids and stuff that are gear 12, then you can start picking your main core people that you want to start getting to gear 12, like a JTR or, down the line like that. You need to get these squads to gear 11 so you can start using them effectively. Whether it's Night Sisters, whether it's the Resistance, whether it's, Jedi, whether it's First Order, it doesn't matter. So on top of the farming that you need to do already for those characters that we already recommended, let's get these characters to gear 11. And then as you get to gear 12 drops from raids and things of that nature, then you can start plopping them on. Like pick one character that you want to take to gear 12, and as you get pieces, then you can do it that way. But there's a lot of gear 11 missing here. You've done a great job with your farm. But,
I would agree.
But BB-8 doesn't have a Zeta, and he's only gear 9. There's just characters like, that are not gear 11. You want to round out your squads first, then worry about gear 12.
Agreed.
There's no point of having JTR 12 and then have 3 gear 9 with her. That kind of defeats the purpose. So,
it won't work. I used to try to do that. I ran a gear 10 Resistance Trooper, and I'm like, why can't I get over 1.5 million in P1?
Why do I suck so much?
Oh man. All right. So, what do we want to look at next? Ships, mods. What do you think?
Yes, Nathaniel Morgan, my advice is for him to farm 1,000 Carbantes. We all got to do it anyway. Sorry, but
1,000.
I'm telling you,
That's
it's
like
just
what?
you're never gonna get a Carbante haul in. Sorry, just pick a squad. I'm doing scoundrels. Pick Ewoks. Pick anything. You're gonna run out of Carbantes. You will never stop farming Carbantes. Ever.
totally agree.
I hate them so much. I hate them. Grande, I hate them. If I could take like some C4, make a shape charge, put them all in a big pile, and then just destroy them, I would. Because
I'm telling you, after you get done with that, then you're over to golden eyeballs.
Oh yeah. Oh God, not those. Those are the two things that you just never stop.
Golden eyeballs, Carbantes. I mean, at some point, even stun cuffs are actually might not be so bad, but you're gonna. But these freaking
stun guns, Carbantes, and those black eyeballs are the things that will stop your farm more than anything. I mean,
agreed.
Listen, guys, Carbantes is the one thing you will constantly be using and constantly be putting on teams. I mean, I was kind of in a happy place, and I still am. I mean, I'm working on my roster I'm doing Kira, and I'm looking at all the scoundrels, and I'm like, here I go again. More Carbantes. Oh, goody.
Well, and I'm telling you, I just get them to gear 11 and then move on. I mean, guys in the guild know. I'm like, all right, Zalbar's gear 11 is good enough. Let's go get another one to gear 11.
It's a pain in the ass. There's just no way around it. You're just gonna have to put your head down. You're gonna have to grind, man. It is awful. I'm not saying that it's fun, but you got to do it. But pick a squad at a time. Let's do resistance. Let's get those guys up and do that. It doesn't matter which team you are. Now, some are less dependent on Carbantes than others. I'm trying to think of some that scoundrels definitely suck. God, there's so many. Ewoks sucked ass for Carbantes. I had 250. They were gone instantly. I was like, well, crap, and I still need more. So it just doesn't matter.
Yep. Okay.
So that's kind of our recommendations on your roster for Grand Arena. So then this kind of goes back into your territory wars and your Grand Arena.
They're very similar.
So I mean, you've got teams there that are really good, but they're missing things to make them really effective, and that some of them you need some farming for Nihilus, Scion, or Bosk, that kind of stuff. And then it just pick a team, gets to gear 11. I don't care. Go Night Sisters, get them to gear 11. Boom, boom. Move on to the next one. Go Resistance, get them to gear 11. Move on to the next one. And then as you're getting to gear 12 pieces, put them on your main tunes like JTR, things like that. But you gotta, you're kind of all over the place here with your tunes a little bit.
Agree.
And that could be because you're farming the Old Republic. Again, keep the Old Republic going. We want Revan. That's a priority, because the only legendaries you're missing is 3PO at 7 stars and then Revan. So let's stay focused on the Old Republic to get Revan taken care of. But I mean, overall, you've done a good job. But we got to start rounding this stuff off, and then the only way to do it is this way. Oh goodness. But you're doing a good job. So just stay on target, pick a team, focus, and then let's get you a little bit more focused in on some stuff, on what you need to do.
Ships, I think we just need to finish out some starring. That's what I was looking at on his ships. I was looking at his ships, and here, we've got.
He's done a good job with some of his ships.
He's done a really good job at ships. He's also done a really good job of staying up in his ship's arena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you look at his ship's arena, he's in the top 50, bumping into the top 20. Some days and some days not, but there's a couple of ships here that I'd like to see him finish off. Houndstooth probably being the first one that kind of comes up to mind, and then probably pushing over to Xanadu Blood as another option. And then I'd still have him finish off stuff like Plo Koon or Poe Dameron's ship rather.
That's a great ship to work on.
I'd have him work on that, and I'd probably have him work on potentially Um, a little bit of gearing on some of these pilots.
Yeah,
Uh,
some are solid. Some could do a little bit of work, but
Mace Windu probably comes to mind as one of the first ones I was looking at that could probably use a
yeah, just
little
give him
bit
to
of work.
11. Yeah,
Yeah, just get him to 11. Same thing with Bosk. I'd work on Bosk from 4-star to 7-star
yes,
because I really feel like this getting Bosk the ship 7-star and the character 7-star
with the Zeta.
with the Zeta will help out your team a ton.
Yeah, because mine's only 4-star, but my boss is 12 with the Zeta. About to be 5-star, but it makes a difference. It really does make a difference. Uh, but no, this is a really good job with your ships.
And
Again,
he's managed to stay up really well with
yeah.
ships. So
No,
that's
you can see why because he's farmed a lot of the right ships,
hmm
and he's using the right lineup. I mean, using the Geos with Houndstooth in that lineup is a perfectly good lineup to use.
I
Really effective.
probably would, and I would probably finish off farming the rarity on the ships before you went hardcore into Zetas.
Hmm.
But by the way, I think his next Zeta is to finish off the Zetas on his Night Sisters team.
Could do that.
He's got one on Asajj Ventress. He potentially could use the second on Asajj Ventress and the one on Mother, and he'd have a good P4 team.
Yeah, I
There.
would say do that until we know when we're getting Revan. You're already focused on that, but one thing you might want to do if we're going to go Revan, I've been
Yeah,
trying to
save the
think.
3 Zetas.
You got 3 Zetas you got to use on Revan plus one on Jolie. People forget about that. For Jolie to be effective, if you're going to use him in your lineup, you need the Zetas
Oh
on
yeah, because
him.
he gets the revive.
Right. So, you don't need Bass as leader, but I
Nope.
think you need, Hermit Yoda and Grandmaster Yoda. I both Zeta their one abilities
hmm
um, to have the team ready to rock and roll. When I've already got the Zetas and Omegas ready, so when he comes back around, I'll be ready. So I'm kind of spending my Corbantes and stuff on gear just for gear characters. But once I get a drop dead data when he's coming, then I'm going to stop and just start saving Corbantes because I think Revan's like Kenobi. A lot of Corbantes, Grande.
Yep. I swapped over to his mods here real quick and searched by secondary speed. All of his good mods look like they're on his arena team
Good. Okay, good.
for the most part, and not a lot of 6A, a lot of not a lot of 6E, a lot of
5A.
5A. So still looks like we got a little bit of slicing to do here. We got some B's and some C's down here. Like he's got a diamond sitting on Stark that's sitting at three procs of speed, and it's a C. We got a GK mod we could look at. There's still some slicing still left to do in his top stuff, but I feel like he's done pretty good. This guy's so good. I wanna do a filter based on offense. We haven't done that in a while, done on
Sure.
based on flat offense, but his speed mods are in order, so I feel like this guy has a really good understanding of his mods. If we look at his offense mods, Mother Towson, great choice. You know, again, you could see he's put a lot of this on his Night Sisters team for the raid. He's put a lot of it on Snow Trooper for the raid. He's got it on CLS for his arena team. He's got it on Death Trooper for his checks mix. I'm seeing all of his plus 100s, besides the one on Cassian, which I kind of understand why he did that because it's a protection primary with a health. I sort of understand why he put that one there because it's kind of a weird one that's kind of hard to put somewhere. But all of his other mods, I'm pretty good with. Maybe the Cassian one and the OG Han. Not OG Han. The Stormtrooper Han flat offense mods. Those two health triangle and health circle could be in a better spot. But besides that, I'm liking everything he's done with offense. So definitely, Blackbeard knows what he's doing. Jon Snow knows what he's doing as far as where his mods are at. We kind of already talked about his Zetas,
Yeah.
and then if anybody wants to cry, we could click on his gear needed. It's always easy to cry. You go in there and it's 100 plus something. I mean, it's painful. But
It's always the same.
it's always the same for everybody.
Yeah,
So
it is what it is. But that's your pro. That kind of covers the stuff that you were looking for. Jon Snow Awakens, aka Blackbeard Premium. If you have more questions, you know where to hit us up. All
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Next one is Jedi Knight J profile, and they're in reality skewed gamer Psy. Wait a minute. How did this happen? No, I'm kidding. So let's see what we need to focus on with Jedi Knight J. Well, he says, well, I'd like to make sure my overall focus is on target. I was late to the game, so I felt like I've been playing catch up to get a well-rounded roster that can compete in all parts of the game. In doing so, I have a lot of characters that I'd like to have geared up higher so I can use them. Zeta Bears, Geos for ships, Jin, Urso, etc., but I don't seem to be able to free up the resources to do so. I find myself with 24 characters and my favorites to gear up. Then I lock a Treyarch when I get Revan this next time he comes around, and everything gets put into that character and the others fall to the side. Ships I'm farming bounty hunters to prep for Falcon, working on gearing pilots of other ships such as Cassian, Geos, etc. And I'm saving proceeds for the next capital ship, so pretty good there. Mods need work, but I'm trying. I haven't switched my mods from my Nightmare Arena team to my new team but working on it. A plan of order of what Zetas or Zetas would also help. Okay, so let's break this down. Let's just kind of look at his roster. He's running the CLS 3PO.
Fenn for a long time. You can tell he's been talking with Fenn.
Why is that?
He's got tons of gear 11s.
Good.
And he's done a lot with getting the rarity done.
So his arena team is CLS 3PO, R2, Chewbacca, Han. He's in that 100 to 150 range Grande.
Yeah,
looking good on ships. Not too bad there.
The challenge with this team is there's no tank.
Yeah,
right. So that's the reason why this team. You're doing better than you were doing whenever you were running your Palp team. So without a doubt, this team is doing better. This team's going to have a hard time holding though, because but this is a great climbing team,
yes.
Right? So this team is amazing for if you're right before your payout, for that hour before your payout, just run it up and you'll do great. You can beat a lot of stuff. You can beat Traya with this team. You can, given the right mods, you can even beat, Revan teams with this team, and they're all G12. So I feel like that you've got a lot that you can do with this team. Just be prepared that you're going to have to probably, run 10 battles a day in order to crack that 100 mark. That's really what I think you're probably going to have to do.
I've seen a lot of good quality tunes.
There's a lot of stuff here. We've got the majority of the Zetas on what we should be having them on. We're double Zeta. We're double and single Zetaed on almost his entire arena team. So, and it is probably the best team. He might have better luck if he threw a tank in there on defense. So potentially think about putting in a tank on defense. Maybe maybe taking somebody out and throwing in something like a General Kenobi. He's probably gonna have to test that.
Yeah.
Or throwing in something like an old Ben, just something to see to kind of see what he can do.
All right.
But I'm not seeing a lot wrong with that team.
No,
this
it's
team. You want to talk about now? I guess we could talk about individual teams now. Do you talk about raids and?
Yeah, let's just look over his roster. I just want to see where he is for the Old Republic. Looks fantastic. He's got all the characters ready to go, and he's working on gearing them. But if you're going to take 2 characters, there's 4 characters in the Old Republic that you can use. And we'll look and see if we can use Mission Zalbar in a Scoundrel team. But Basil is 12, Jolie's 11. Need the Zeta for Jolie, but you'll be ready to rock and roll with Revan when it comes out. Let's filter by Jedi if you are going to be using Revan in your team. Yeah, Hermit Yoda's 12. Grandmaster Yoda's 11. Yeah, he's right there for the taking. General Kenobi's 12. So looking solid there for your prepped. Jedi. He's prepped. So let's just go down the list then. Bounty Hunters. Amazing. Boss 12. Zeta. Boba Fett 12. Dengar 11. Greedo 11. Cad Bane 11.
Excellent looking
working
squad,
on Jango Fett. So Bounty Hunters are pretty damn solid. You can run them on defense a lot. I still use mine on defense. Let's look at First Order. Another good defensive team. Looks really, really, really good. Zeta, double Zeta Kylo. Zeta Kylo Ren. First Order Stormtrooper Zeta, Executioner 12, First Order Officer 11. Fantastic.
This looks this is perfect.
Team, yes.
I took a look at his Empire too. Empire looked great as well.
Okay, let's look at Trooper specifically then. General Veers 11 with the Zeta, Trooper 12, Shore Trooper 12, Stark 11.
This is exactly what we want to see.
This is what we want to see.
And working range trooper as well.
Yeah, working on range trooper. I like it. I'm really liking this, my friend. Night Sister, we already looked at Jedi. Night Sisters look solid. 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. With
all the Zetas we need.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that team as well. Now, I want to look at Scoundrels real quick. Because this is... Yeah. Let's look at where he is. Nest, needed Zeta on Nest. She's 11, 7-star. Get the Zeta on her. You may want to consider maybe taking her to 12 if you're going to use her. When you get that bayonet on her...
He's also working L3.
Working L3 almost. L3. Yeah, L3 is almost done. So Kira's 7-star. Yep. Just needs the gear. She's not that bad to gear, really. No. A few Carbantes, but I'm about to take mine to 11, and I'm working on that stall team. You've got
Vandor Chewbacca. We might want to work on.
Yeah, that's one you need. Vandor Chewbacca is part of that team, that stall team. I haven't even seen. Did I miss that? Where's Vandor?
He's down there. He's level 50, gear 5. It's 5-star.
Oh, okay.
He's between Embo and Orasing. Okay.
Yeah, that's one you'll need because it's what Kira, Mission, Zalbar, Vandor, and L3 is the standard stall team. I mean, there's variations of it. Some people add Nest to that team. But typically that's the stall team that you use. For defense, something you may want to consider, since you've got the Republic done. Man, I'm not seeing a lot of stuff.
I pulled up Sith. This is kind of an area where we were a little bit lacking. I think we can make Traya, obviously, but I'm thinking Sith Trooper and Sith Assassin finish off.
Not so much.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but Grim is having issues with getting back into Zoom. Do you think you could send him an invite, Ranger?
Yeah, give me a second here. I have to go in and copy the URL. Give me a second. Hold on, folks, while I get Grim squared away. God, it's always Grim. At Grim. No, not at Grim. Wait, which one is it? Which one is he? Ah! Oh, there's more than one way to kill a cow. Crew chat. Aha! I found it. Aha! Aha! All right. Send him an invite.
Jason, this is Jason Hommel, by the way.
Oh, this is Jason Hommel.
Oh. I think Jedi Knight J is Jason Hommel.
Is it?
He says he's in the RSG.
Oh, well, hey.
So I'm pretty sure that's him.
Jason Hommel, you're doing a bang-up job. Now, you could go, if you get the Zetas on Traya, which would be priority in my opinion, you could run Sith.
He could.
Scion, Nihilus, Traya,
or he could
Palpatine.
put him in on D. He could put him in on D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he could run Thrawn on that team, maybe.
Yeah. I don't drop as much as I still drop, and I haven't been working on PvP as much, but I get to 10 to 20 now, maybe just outside 20, 21, and then I'll drop to like 50.
Yeah, it is Jason Hommel.
Okay.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that was.
The Sith look fantastic. You just need Traya with the Zetas.
Yep. Yes. Let's look. Let's roll over to his ships, man.
I just want to look at his resistance real quick. Looks fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Resistance looks great.
Yeah.
God, this is a really good lineup, my friend. If there's a team you want to work on, I mean, maybe you could. So you could do this in twofold. So you can work on like rounding out characters in the squad to, for that 5th for like a gear 12. and then you can start working on characters like a squad, like the Kira Stall squad,
Yep.
Jason.
I think that's right.
Start getting them up. So you have one character for each squad that you're working on for 12, and then work on the Kira squad to get to 11.
He's rolling it in ships, man. I'm telling you. I mean, I'm
This is
sitting
a
here
really
looking
good
at. I'm sitting
lineup.
here looking at it. He's already farming
Jesus.
Xanadu and he's farming IG 2000 already. Both are sitting at 5-star. He's farming Reaper. He's farming Houndstooth. I can already tell by look at the star counts.
Mm-hmm.
He's been working on pilots to G10, G11, G12. I can tell because you see very few pilots that are not there.
Yeah, his ship lineup is pretty damn good.
I'm pretty okay with where he's at with this, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, it's nitpicky type stuff, right? And some of it's older meta or like some questionable things. He's working on the new stuff, so I'm totally fine with where he's at in ships.
I haven't
And
this at all. This is
and
really good.
and his ship's arena rank shows it too, right? So you're seeing him with an average rank of about 25. Highest is 11. He's probably having some trouble beating some of those stall teams. I'm probably going to make another video today on how to beat a stall team.
Yeah.
On how to beat that Mace stall team. I'll throw it up just so you guys can kind of have a look at it. And again, using ships that most of us have geared up.
Yeah.
You know, Houndstooth, Advanced TIE and Imperial TIE Fighter pilot.
Those TIE fighters are a Houndstooth killer.
They are. So
and
really
the biggest one is Silencer. I'm telling you guys, the combination of a TIE Advance and Silencer is nasty because TIE Advance keeps target lock on Houndstooth. Silencer starts hitting harder and harder each time he hits target lock. He starts getting bonuses and stuff, and eventually his basic is it's almost killing Houndstooth. Let alone his big hit, which I'll save for when other ships pop up after Houndstooth's off the board. Like, oh, hello there, little ghost. Boom. Oh, I've got a Poe-Dameron coming up too. Bye-bye, TIE Fighter. Boom. So, there's ways to do it. I need Warrior in here to do his sound effects.
Boom. Okay, so ran back over here to look at his mods and searched by speed. Again, he's got some great mods. You can kind of tell we're a little sporadic here on the mods. He's got some of his mod, and he even said that, I guess when he talked with Finn about what he's working on. You used to have a lot of stuff on his Nightmare team. If he's going to continue to run that CLS team, he probably needs to move some of these better mods over there.
Unless he's going to go put Trey in his team.
Unless he's going to put Trey on the Nightmare team, then it sort of then don't worry about it, right? But it does look like we need to kind of move some of those around just a little bit.
So yeah, you need to decide on what is going to be your arena team moving forward. If it's going to be Treya, once she's ready with the Zetas, then you need to keep what you got and then get, there's a couple ways you go with that. You could go Palpatine Thrawn with that, or you could go, I've seen this team work really well still, Nest and Thrawn. There's a guy that runs that in my shard with the Triumphant and just blitzes people. But he's got really good mods, but you've got really good mods, so you could probably...
But he's done a good job of slicing, right?
Yes.
I mean, we've still got some slicing still left to go, but a lot of the slicing on page 1 looks like it's good to go.
Yeah, he's done a good job with that.
Again, I think he knows what he's doing. He just needs, and he's even said it as far as putting his speed mods on his arena team. Again, since this guy's so good with mods, I want to search over and look at it based on flat offense and see where we've got the flat offense. Again, look at that flat offense speed arrow sitting on JTR. Excellent choice. Again, putting it on his Night Sisters. Potentially some of these other mods like that speed arrow on Vader, if that's on your arena team, that makes sense. Probably some of that stuff like that Plo Koon mod and that Holdo mod. Some of these other high offense mods we might want to shift around a little bit. Some of your mods like on Finn, we may want to switch around, but he's got most of his flat offense mods sitting on his arena team or sitting on his high raid teams, which makes sense. Just probably a little movement on the ones over 100. Make sure the ones over 100 are where you want them. Zetas, right? That was the next thing you wanted to talk about. Unless anyone else sees something on
No, I
on
think you're right on.
okay. I'm not seeing again. He's got all the right Zetas, right? I'm
Yeah,
just
there's
looking at him.
nothing.
We kind of talked about Zetas a little bit when we said if you're holding uh for Revan, then he's holding like 3 or 4 Zetas, right? He's holding
Yeah,
one for Jolie, he's holding one for Yoda, and he's holding three for so he may be holding 5 Zetas,
right.
which would sort of make sense, right?
Yeah, I
Makes
could
sense.
say taking the one for Jolie and hold the 3 for Revan, and then use those 2 you're saying for Jolie
Yeah, I
and
mean
put
they're
them on
both sitting at
Trey.
well, they're both sitting there at gear 11, right? So he could already put one on Jolie if he had it. He could already put one on Grandmaster Yoda, and he could already put a couple on Trey if he wanted
Yeah,
to.
and then just start farming up for Revan, or keep the 3 for Revan, put the 2 on Trey, and then just farm up because you're not really using Jolie and Grandmaster Yoda. You can still use them in certain areas, and they're still okay. Jolie, not so much. So maybe you consider doing that one. But there's a couple ways you can go with it. But again, it's which direction you want to take your teams and
Yes.
stuff. But I think getting the 2 on Trey is a priority. If you still want to stay to 3 for Revan, okay, and then to farm up again and put it on Yoda and Jolie, or take 2 that you have for Revan, put on those 2, and then start farming up for Revan again. We don't know when Revan's coming back. There's speculation out there all over the place. We have no idea when he is coming back. So, it still gives you time to hoard. I mean,
Yes.
I've got 120 Zetas. I'm still hoarding.
120. Holy crap, man!
Well, yeah.
I think I have 6.
Well, I mean, I'm saving 3 for Revan, and I put some on these characters already. So
Yeah.
I'll probably put one on Mission and Zalbar here. But again,
His
my
ones
character.
on Traya would make his Nightmare team really run, wouldn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, it would make his team work great.
It would.
So
Even at 5-star Traya with the Zetas,
he could use it if he had a team he couldn't get through with his CLS team. He might be able to use his Traya team to get through it.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think that might be it. Might give him just more viable options.
Yeah, and it's another team you've got for Territory Wars, Grand Arena. I mean, the more teams you have and the more flexibility you have with your roster.
Oh, it's a perfect Grand Arena TW. I mean, hopefully they don't they don't make it where you can't use freaking Traya.
Let's not bring that up again. Oh God.
But at least for Grand Arena, right? He could use Traya.
Yeah.
And it would make a great team for him either on offense or on defense.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think and I think that that's one thing is that the more flexibility you have in those formats, the better. I
Yes.
mean, when I do my Grand Arena, I still like which teams you guys want me to use because I farmed all these teams. Like, you want JTR, you want CLS, you want to use Trey, you want me to use Palpatine. What do you want me to do? So
Yeah, exactly.
when you have that flexibility, it's kind of nice. And so they're going, can I use Evox on this team even though they're Gear 8? No, what am I going to do? I don't know. All right.
That's what she said.
Oh my. So
All right.
if you would like a roster review, all you need to do is send your GG page to Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, who should be in North Carolina right now, hanging out with Mr. and Mrs. McDonald in the hizzy. And so hopefully they'll be on tonight. I can get Finn in. They better be on tonight. I'm gonna be pissed, Grande. Oh, we better have a dual facial cam of.
Whoa. That sounded a little.
What?
You said facial.
Face cam. I was using the plural of the term 2 faces. So
Hey,
I apologize for using incorrect or using correct grammar to give you dirty thoughts, Grande. That's not my problem.
Touche.
Is Sanely Graham? I sent him the link. Is he still having problems getting in, Sanely?
I don't know.
All right.
Grim, message me in Discord if you're still having problems, brother, and tag me in private message so I can try to get you in.
Yeah. And I could have said something really bad, but I held back.
Don't say anything, gingivitis.
I didn't say it.
He held back. He said he held back.
You better help you with your damn streams and stupid gingivitis. All right, let's go. Let's get to some questions, and I'll start doing some events. I'm sure we had some now. We had some questions from yesterday. We had 5 you said, Sanely?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll get
All
through
right.
those first. The Taco King 2 question: I'm about to unlock Traya. Should I go all in or wait until February to see if something drops?
If you need it for arena, put it in. Put the Zetas on. If you don't need it for arena, then don't. Um, I mean, if you're top 25 in arena without it, then don't worry about it. But if
Mm-hmm.
you aren't, then I would put it in.
Yeah.
Chewy, question: if Nihilist cooldown isn't based on potency, what is it based on?
Hugs and kisses.
Nihilist cooldown is not based on potency. Let me here we can go back and look at that. I'll show you because you can see it through view mechanics. So if you go to swgoh.gg and then let's search for the character Nihilus, right? And then let's go down here and look, and you will see it. So this is going to be his force drain, right? So first let's read the ability, right? Deal physical damage to all enemies and have a 50% chance doubled if against debuffed enemies to increase their cooldowns by 1. For each cooldown increase, reduce the cooldown of Annihilate by 1. Right? Then you look at view force drain mechanics. Let's go ahead and scroll down here to 8. And this is where you can see it, right? This is where you can see it. So first of all, you understand it doesn't work on a raid boss, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see here it says that that it's countable for debuffs and it's countable for special debuffs. You see again here, not for raid boss. You see here that you get this generic counter. The idea here is that it never in here is it based on are we seeing the potency / tenacity check go through? Just a 50-50 coin flip. It can be resisted. It can if you have foresight it won't work, but I'm telling you this ability does not go through a potency tenacity check, and we've actually even had the devs say that on their in a post. And part of how you can tell it doesn't go through a potency tenacity check is why would it work when you have tenacity up, right? And how is it that you're able to AoE reduce cooldowns on a character that has tons of tenacity? Like, let me give you an example.
Jedi.
Perfect. Yeah. How does it work on Jolie, right? You go look at Jolie. It works every freaking time on Jolie with a debuff. This is how you know it's not a potency tenacity check. Jason Hommel became a new member. Thank you, Jason.
Hey.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
Mucho gracias.
Muchas gracias, senor.
So it's not a potency tenacity check.
Nope.
Radzo Swaga, question: I am slowly starting to be more angry with this game and this direction. I was thinking of selling my account. Any advice on how to evaluate it? Sorry if this is not a topic for the stream.
It's not. It's against the ULA.
It's against terms of service. But let's just talk about it for a minute, because people get a little bit frustrated sometimes.
We can talk about that part of it, yeah.
At different parts, right? So first of all, let's remember it's a game. Take a breath, take a breather, go walk the dog, right? Go hugging your wife and kids or whoever your other significant other is, and then come back to it and realize it's just for fun.
Yeah. But you have to enjoy it too. It's got to be entertaining. Now, if it's not entertaining, the game can piss you off. The game pisses me off all the time. Let's just be real. But is it still entertaining? Yeah. Well, what's entertaining it for me? So you find the things that it just you got to weigh things out. For me, it's the community, hanging out with you guys, talking about the game and things of that nature. There's certain parts of the game that I really enjoy. For me, the game, it's not about being angry. It's about, do I enjoy playing the game? If I don't enjoy playing the game anymore, I stop playing it. I've played tons of games, as I'm sure you all have. You reach a point where you're like, it's happened, and it's going to happen for me in this game. Let's just be real. This game's not going to go on forever. There's going to be a time where it just doesn't have the same pizzazz. it just doesn't do it. All games reach that kind of climax for everybody. Sometimes you need to take a break and then you come back to it. I did that with World of Warcraft. I started and I was like, got sick of it, and then I came back, and then I really committed it for a while. And then I found another game, too. Sometimes another game comes along, and I'm like, I like this game more. That happened with me with World of Warcraft. I found the Old Republic. I'm like, wee! Star Wars game, MMORPG, I'm in. So, there's lots of reasons, but you have to evaluate, do I enjoy playing? If the answer to that is no, then why is it that you don't enjoy playing it? And if it's something that it's just insurmountable, then yeah. But anger isn't the one thing that drives me to make a decision about a game. So it's if I can still enjoy playing it.
Nathaniel Morgan, question: why isn't Ranger using Jedi Knight Revan in Separatist events? It's much faster.
You son of a bitch! That's not even funny. You know why I don't have them yet. Shut up.
Max Dog, question: who to take to Gear 12 first, Zalbar or Cad Bane, mainly to improve his ship?
Zalbar. You only need Gear 11. I mean, you can improve his ship going 12 and stuff, but if I'm gonna work on anybody, it's gonna be I'd work on Zalbar. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Again, I think it's Zalbar. Zalbar's a taunt. He's going to gain more protection when you go up a gear level. Cad Bane does his job. As Xanadu Blood does its job at Gear 11. I mean, I would do Zalbar. That's me. I'm with you. I mean, Cad Bane's not a bad choice, but here's the problem: is you only use Cad Bane for Zalbar, and it's very possible that when the new shiny comes out, OG Millennium Falcon, everybody's farming Zalbar, everybody's farming Xanadu Blood, potentially thinking we're going to need it for OG Millennium Falcon, and potentially you get it, and now all of a sudden, what do you use Xanadu Blood for? Potentially it's not going to be as good as it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Tangent Revolution, question: I'm first in fleet and top 20 in arena. Have 7-star Palpatine, Thrawn, and Chewie. We'll have 7-star R2, CLS, and Revan. Would it be okay to go after 9 Night Sisters, or should I just go after JTR and 3PO?
I would probably continue to go over JTR and 3PO, just because 3PO makes a bunch of teams better, and JTR is really great in P1. Plus 2, you get 2 of the Night Sisters you need from the events, right? So if we farm these, then potentially you've got 2 or 3 more events that come through. So you've got them 7-starred. I mean, if you're talking about just gearing or rarity, I would say continue on your rarity farms for the legendaries, and maybe if you can do a rarity farm for the legendaries and the heroics while you're doing a gear farm for your Night Sisters. That would be okay. But if you're rarity and rarity, I would say stay on target for 7-star for the legendaries. Night Sisters is a faction that we're not going to end up probably getting a bunch more characters, right?
Mm-mm.
Which potentially First Order, Resistance, we could see more characters come in the game because there's a cartoon that's using Resistance. There's a cartoon that's using First Order. The next movie is going to have First Order and Resistance. Resistance and First Order are still a faction that potentially is going to grow a lot. We're probably not going to get another 2 or 3 Night Sisters show up. We're going to get potentially Sith, Jedi, Resistance, First Order. I mean, that's based on what movies are coming out, what TV shows are coming out. That's really what I see where the focus is. That's where Disney's focus is.
And the new
Can you
movie.
hear me now?
Yay! There he is.
Yay, there he is.
I don't know. Zoom did not like me for a while there. I don't know what it was.
You were on a timeout.
Bailey's microphone sounds way better. Has anybody else noticed that today?
Who?
Yeah, I'm using a different mic than I was using previously.
There you go.
Please, for the love of God, use this microphone from now on. You went from annoying to sounding sexy. Just
Oh.
gonna say that.
That's Okay, shit.
Nathaniel Morgan, question: who should I farm first from Arena, Cup or ETH Koth?
Oh God, neither.
That's a troll question, Gronny. Do not even.
That's troll. You should be farming prestige. How much prestige should you have? 2,400 prestige before you farm ETH Koth and before you farm Ugnut from freaking
Awful.
Arena.
Just awful.
Who sent that? Who sent that question?
You know who sent that?
Nathaniel Morgan.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, that is a troll. Trolly.
What else? 73. Question is 124% potency enough potency for 3PO, or does he need more?
That's plenty.
How much potency do you put on him?
124%.
Yeah, that should work.
You think?
Yeah, should be more than enough.
Hellenix, question for everyone. With many of the TW tune bans now announced, do you guys recommend any panic farming for tunes that aren't banned? I realize the answer is no, but feel some may need to hear it.
Do not farm crap for this TW.
No, it's just one, man. It is just one. And
two, right? 2 TWs we're doing this for?
Yeah, don't. Seriously.
Don't panic
Yeah,
farm.
this is like people who like geared up Mace just for the one TW. Don't do it.
I mean,
Yeah, don't do it, and make your voice heard if that you don't want them taking away our cool shit that we paid for.
so they announced the
Otherwise,
characters that
it'll
are.
become a
So they did announce the characters that are being taken out already.
I
No.
guess I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen
I've
where
seen
they
it like
announced it yet.
Today should be the day that they announce it, though.
Yeah.
I agree. Let's go in and look.
Yeah, and that's going to be where I can say, well, I guess CG didn't listen to the community that don't do this. They're like, nope, we're going to do it anyway.
No, I haven't seen it yet in the dev stalker.
Did you just call it the dev stalker?
That's nice.
Well, we have a bot on one of our servers that we call CG Stalker, and the bot called CG Stalker. Literally, whenever a developer posts a post, it dumps it in a server form.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We call it the dev stalker.
Next question.
Ski Trooper, question: more important Ewok to take from gear 11 to 12, Paplu or Wicket? I assume Chirpa can live at 11 and Elder is already 12. I'd have to say
I'd rather
Wicket.
take like
Yeah, Wicked.
Because he's the
Paplu
main
or
damage dealer.
low gray.
No, I'd go Wicked. Get that damage on that little turd. More turn meter. Yeah. Okay.
Darth Thaddeus, question for Grim: what did you pay for exactly?
What?
I paid for everything with time.
Time is a commodity.
Time is money.
Max Dog, question: I just put a Zeta on Vandor Chewie. Who should get the next Zeta on my scoundrel team, Mission or Zalbar?
Mission. I think her. Yeah. Flip a coin. My first reaction was Mission, but I'm like, well, but then Zalbar can. But then Mission. What do you guys think? Or don't talk at all.
I'm thinking. Mission or Zalbar?
I say Mission.
And the thing. Okay, so it depends on your gearing. If you haven't geared Mission, right, then go Zalbar all the time. Zalbar's is really great. He gains a bunch of protection back, which is super nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see either one. You're probably going to end up doing both.
You have to. It's a combination.
For Zetas,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't really need Zalbars. Missions is the key one.
That's what I was thinking. But Zalbar's is nice, though.
And they gain back protection depending on how many DOTs are on them. It'll be good once Karth is farmable and you can use him as a leader,
True.
but it's not required.
Revenator question. So Finn gets upset when Grande misses a Dark Lord roster review of the millions of Dark Lords out there, but then doesn't show up for the one of 49 in his own guild's roster review. That's when I blame Finn.
Oh my gosh, that's
Get
true.
him.
Oh God, he does. He gets so mad at me, and I'm like, man, we have like 3,000 Dark Lords, man, and I mean, I love them all, but I can't be here all the time.
That's awesome.
Oh gosh.
RSG Vormax question. Road ahead mid-January, maybe?
Oh man.
God, who knows?
Soon, TM.
Here's the deal. They actually haven't finished announcing all the stuff from the last one. So, I'm thinking it's going to be after the OG Millennium Falcon shows up that we see the new Road Ahead. So yeah,
Or it
probably
might be part of the road ahead.
mid-late January.
These are the tunes you need. Oh, plus here's our road ahead too.
Aha!
Surprise, mother.
Jason Homo question. Thanks for the review, guys. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. Glad to do it. Hope you got some good information out of it. And you can go forth and kick ass, even though Finn wasn't here.
Tilo Mad 92 question: would Jedi be the best faction now and in the future, in your guys' opinion, with Jedi Luke and Jedi Rey, if she's a Jedi, coming, or a faction like First Order with the movie coming?
I think the best faction, in my opinion, right now is Scoundrels. Jedi specifically for PvP, but Scoundrels. And if you think
That
about
Kira team, man.
Kira team, you've got the boss team.
There's
so many great teams in the Scoundrel lineup Scoundrels incorporate a lot of characters. If you think about it, and it's nasty. I still think that's the best overall faction faction. Jedi are, just because of Revan, are up there, but that's specifically because of the one team. But
yeah, we're gonna. Look, you get one or two more characters that come in to, like, for example, a rebel lineup, right? And all of a sudden, rebels are OP again. You get one or two more characters. Think about how close we are to having a resistance meta again.
Yeah,
we are one or two characters away from an OP resistance meta.
possibly.
I'm just saying that they're there, right? The characters are, you can already see it. We're already running a climbing team with 2 or 3 resistance characters. Potentially we have 1 or 2 more resistance characters, and we could run that. Potentially you have 1 or 2 more first order characters. You could get a first order meta again.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we talk about having well-rounded rosters. We talk about not having all your eggs in one basket. And the reason why we say that is because all of these characters do something. They help you out in some way.
Yeah. Until the devs take them away for TW.
Stop it.
He's going again.
No, I agree with you, Grande.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. John Davies question: should I farm for OT Chewie or Thrawn?
Both.
Probably both, yeah. But I would, without a doubt, I'd probably go Thrawn first, right? Because it gets you 2 things at once, and then again, a lot of the scoundrels now have, a lot of the bounty hunters now have ships. So I'd probably right after that go right into it for bounty hunters. It really is both. Yeah.
For me, I'd 5-star all of them. 5-star all the tunes required for those 2, so you can at least unlock both of them, and then focus after that, because both of them are viable at their base unlock.
Mm-hmm. Plus, if you unlock Thrawn, it means you could also unlock Chimera, right?
Yep.
And if you unlock Chewie, and potentially we do get an OG Millennium Falcon, and then at least you have the pilot to freaking use it.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, this is from Doyason. How much of a big deal is the big deal if the big deal is a big deal? such a big deal that any other big deal isn't a big deal at all.
Dang. Come on. You guys are all big deals to me. Every one of you.
Ski Trooper question: can the big deal get a new microphone too?
Okay, touche. I thought it was better. Is it better today or is it bad today?
It sounds fine on our end. I don't know what it sounds like to the viewers, but apparently you sound, like the volume's too low for you.
Oh. Okay.
Tilo Mad 92 question: is there any more Sith that they can add if they don't go into the EU for Sith like Bane or others? Since they canceled spin-offs for some time and Kylo being Knights of Ren.
I mean, there's a ton of Sith, whether it's EU or not. I mean, there's
you
can bring in the Inquisitors. Imagine
technically, they're not Sith.
No, but I mean, you just think dark side guys with lightsabers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Sith specifically, I'd love to see Darth Bane and Darth Sarana in the game. I'd love to see Tula Cord. I'd love to see some more of the Old Republic, bring in Exar Kun.
Exar Kun.
Yeah. Bring his double-bladed monkey ass in here.
Oh, dude, I would lose my shit if they added Exar Kun to the game. You want me to spend money on your game? There's the character I will wail out on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Jason Amo and Nick Merck both say that Grande's mic is much better today.
Okay.
That's because he's probably not on his phone.
I'm not on my phone. I'm on the computer because I hooked up the computer to try to get it all going so that way we won't have a Ranger issue like we had yesterday. We're going to try to make sure that doesn't happen, that we have a third backup.
Helenix question for Grande El Pape Patronus. The other day I asked if you had a chance to view some of my YouTube vids to see visual proof that the CG devs have their heads up their butts. Did you do it?
I haven't. I will open it up now and work on watching Helenix videos.
Helenix question for Ranger. The previous question I asked was clearly shameless self-promotion. Shameless self-promotion is indeed shameless. I blame Finn. Hashtag Helenix YouTube channel promo.
What?
Billy Gunn question: what is next after OT Falcon? Well, in February we're going to have something KOTOR Sith related, probably. And that was the last question.
Oh my God, we got through all the questions? Well, holy balls of fire.
Wow.
Well, I guess Freud was right. No more questions. Wow. I think we did a good job. Great job, guys.
We've been blowing through the questions in record time now that Finn's not here.
I know, right? Hashtag screw Finn. He's not here to defend himself. We can say whatever we want. If there's something you would like to say to Finn since he can't defend himself today, guys, I give you the open forum. Anything you'd like to say about Finn or anything like that. Graham, sanely, big deal.
Well, it's a nice break not hearing pork all the time.
I agree with you on that one. Another thing that is good is, we're not hearing the 5 minutes before the stream. Hey, Ranger, I got something new for you to do on stream. Really, Finn? 5 minutes.
Grande, anything? Do we lose Grande? I guess Grande doesn't want to play anymore. Oh goodness, we love Finn. This thing just wouldn't work as well without Dr. Finn. All right, so guys, remember today is the big show. We got our big Wednesday night stream. Hopefully, we'll have Dr. Finn hanging out with Tits on the stream tonight. I'm not sure what specifically, but That's the kind of the plan. So please check that out. Now, if you stop what you're doing right now, if you're watching this, give us a thumbs up on the video. It does help get our content out to the YouTube world. But if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. It does help with monetization. If you haven't become a Patreon sponsor, then please become a Patreon sponsor. Maybe consider that. And the big thing is our ACS campaign, guys. We're trying to raise money for the American Cancer Society. It's important. We're 4,300, 4,500, something right around there. We got to get to 15,000. So we're going to need your help. We got a big stream coming up. So think about maybe if you could help us with that endeavor. This is to raise money on the fight for cancer. I'm sure everybody's been affected by cancer in some form or some way. So if you could help us with that endeavor, we're going to be running a half marathon at Disney World, all that good stuff. So that being said, please help us with that. I think that covers everything. So just get ready for tonight. Spread the word to all your friends and family out there about the show. And come join our Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, we've got a great group of community of people that are there. Please come join it. Love talking about different games, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. People are always hanging out in voice chat. So if you haven't considered it, maybe consider it. So with that, thank you guys for being here today. We really appreciate everybody here. Have a great rest of your day. And on behalf of myself and the crew, we will see you tonight. Peace.